But I forgot to unmute us.
Whatever, it still worked.
Almost. Maybe number 19 will get a perfect
I
start.
said I did it, but then nobody heard it because I didn't do it.
I didn't even hear you in real life.
I know you were just over there miming.
I was interpretive dancing to the intro song.
You were miming. What's up, guys? RTFM show is back. We took last week off. You know what? Last week we were like, I'm tired. Are you tired?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah. You know, let's just not do it tomorrow. And then we didn't.
Yeah. And then, guess what? We're still tired today.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
This color coordination, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
technically, we are not all wearing the same shirt.
I thought you hate the word technically. Oh no, you hate to be fair.
To be fair, and actually, I'm okay with actually.
The irony.
We are not wearing the same shirt. Yes. I'm wearing the Size Matter shirt. However, you guys are wearing our new shirt, which I forgot to bring in here. Darn it! That's fine. I was gonna bring it in here. I have a thing I can show you. So I want you guys to turn around and show them the back of your shirt, because the store literally. Oh, Phil went to go get it. You guys can't see it in detail, but I'll show you right here. This is our new shirt.
Oh, because your drinkware.
Because those scenes don't have our mic.
Wow.
So what you guys were able to see right there, which you can see just fine on our audio recording, by the way, you'll be able to hear it. These are the GPU.
You can see the design on our audio recording.
The text is so small I can't even see it. So let me try this again here. We'll do this live. So I forgot our mic, like the mic audio mixer is by scene. So here, 1 second. And then I can't see which one says FS7.
Roadcasters is the top one. The second one, yeah, there you go.
There we go. Hey.
Test.
Hey, there we are.
Yay.
He did it.
I still have to do it with the drinkware one. Actually, no, I don't. Because I'm going to do it this way. See, I said actually
Somebody
again.
told us the RTFM of our audio thing.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just so amateur hour. Anyway, there is, wow, that is really sized improperly. You know, I was like, hey guys, I got this all ready to go. We can have a good weekend.
What are you doing?
There we go.
What are you resizing?
So now I can just do that, right?
Hey.
So there's the shirt, which I said you guys didn't hear. That's our GPU Apocalypse design. So we came up with that, which is pretty cool. It's kind of like what was that? What was that movie?
Mad Max?
No, not Mad Max.
Blade Runner?
No, the one that like predicted 2020.
Idiocracy?
Never mind.
I was going to say
That predicted 2016. No, so I can't remember what it's called. It was V is for Vendetta, that one.
Oh,
yeah. So this is kind of like V is for Vendetta, but it's all about the GPU being sold out. So they're available in black, obviously, as well as white. And we just happen to have a white one on hand to show photos. So what I was saying is, like, we all three are wearing white shirts. I have the Size Matters on. They're both wearing the new one. And then Phil's got one right there. And then the other thing is we've got our drinkware, which is, again, sized all wrong. Wow, this is so terrible. I am sorry, audio listeners. So here's our drinkware set. It is a set of 3. It's a shot glass, it's a whiskey glass, and a pint glass with the Frosted J2 Cents logo. Sold as a set for Obviously, it's simpler in terms of logistics and shipping and all that sort of stuff. So if you guys don't want it, don't. But those of you that have asked for it, it's there. And we have one other major piece of merch that we're not ready to show you guys yet that we'll be launching here very soon. But anyway, the store just went live like a few minutes ago, and this is only being shared with you guys right now. You guys on this stream.
Only ones that know.
Right.
The OGs.
Or anyone that has bought merch in the past that's signed up for the newsletter thing to be notified when something new goes live. So anyway, there's that. Enough plugging of our merch because I did a terrible job of it.
We know.
But anyway, so we don't necessarily have...
It's the most expensive clothes dry hanger.
I know, right? We don't actually have any specific topics we want to talk about today. We sat down and tried to do it, but we really like the way that the organic flow went a few weeks back, where we just did the, hey, what do you want to talk about this week?
Yeah, it's like we found out that we could
actually
improv.
conversate.
I don't think we can do it every week, obviously, but I think that we can do it to a degree. But anyway, if you guys want to get any of that merch I just showed, j2cents.com or store.j2cents.com, and you guys can get it. It is worldwide shipping. So I'm not going to finish off this Suntory whiskey today.
Why not? No, I'm kidding.
But I bought you one.
No, I'm just tired. I had to get up at 4:30 this morning, and I forgot, and I was still up watching TV at almost midnight last night, and then I was like, oh, crap. Dang.
It's like the
I thought you
actual
were gonna tell
vine.
him how you Uno reversed, or you got Uno reversed.
No, just basically I was like, you need to go to bed, kid. And she's like, well, I don't got school tomorrow because like learn from home day. I'm like, yeah, you do. She's like, no, you don't. I'm like, yeah, you do. She's like, no, I don't. It's Friday. I'm like, oh. Crap, I need to go to bed. Yeah.
So she started with telling his daughter to go to bed, and then he realized, nope.
Yeah, no, you.
Yeah, she could have literally just been like, no, you need to go to bed. Oh, no. It's opposite day.
Oh, man.
I'm not being rude by looking at my phone. It's just there's an installer at our house right now doing something. And, you know, Murphy's Law, the second we go live, they all need my attention. Like, where do you want this to go? Where's this going to go? And
Yeah,
it's like,
every dump truck in the alleyway starts up at the same time as soon as I hit the record button. Like, every airplane decides to reroute over the studio.
Every fire truck.
Did you ever see when Marquez posted that outtake thing of like he just had a really like one day where he was just getting interrupted constantly.
Yeah. He made like a whole outtake of all the noises. Yeah.
And he was just like, so this one getting jackhammered, and he's just like. So
we know that. Well, with us, it's like, what's up, guys? Jace 2 cents. Beep, beep, beep.
At least they don't idle next to our door anymore and eat lunch. Remember like how
that dude was out there for like an hour, and I finally went out and I was like, "Hey." He's like, yeah, can I help you? I'm like, are you going to move anytime soon? He's like, oh, I was just taking my lunch. He's like literally sitting in an 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
With the engine on?
With the engine on.
Next to our door, like on our side.
Next to our roll-up door. And I was like, oh, because we film video in here, and all we can hear is your engine, and we've been waiting patiently, and I noticed you're not moving. He was like, oh, sorry. So then he like left the alley.
Yeah. No, he was cool.
He was cool about it.
It was just funny that like, just our luck, the dude just decides to post up against our door and then eat his lunch.
He was also in a Penske rental 18-wheeler, so I don't think he was the normal driver. But I kind of, you know what I want to talk about a little bit? I want to talk about, like, the ideology of us versus them. And this applies to anything.
So polarization.
Polarization.
Yeah, okay.
If you're a Honda fan, that means you have to hate Toyota or whatever, right?
Yeah, or...
Ford or Chevy.
Yeah.
AMD or Intel, right?
Well, recently I've become that which I hated.
Uh-oh. Explain.
I got a Honda Fit. And
I bought a Honda Fit.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Honda gay.
I never expected to be in a Honda, but
look, if you went back to 2000, me, when I had the Z28, it was like, you one day are gonna track Nissans. I'd be like, okay, bro, put down the weed there, because clearly I'm a domestic guy, but.
And then cut to Jay. Oh, this is fun.
yeah.
All sideways and everything.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, from our last show till now, Nick still has the 350Z, but
I got another.
He's got a new daily. So why don't you tell him about it, what's done to it, and why? Why you got it?
Why I got it? Well, I needed.
And no, 35 mpg is not the right answer.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
No, it's not. I'm jealous.
That is,
Dude, if I could have the power of my ZL1 with 35 miles per gallon, that would be the best.
that is
Well, that's
one.
not gonna happen.
That was
That's
legit one of the
impossible.
features I was looking for. I want like a decent mileage car, and like reliable, and the things on the side I wanted was at least like a Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay unit that I didn't have to install myself.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it has to be that you didn't have to install yourself because clearly that card predates that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
but
It's a 2011, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that car basically came with everything I was gonna do if I had one myself. So
Okay, so it's got the Mugen bumper,
like the front grille, yeah,
Or
it
front
has
grille
the
thing.
carbon lip. It has a carbon wing. Suspension.
Real carbon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
real carbon, but needs clear coat. Then,
it's got 57 CRs from
yeah,
Ray's.
real Ray's Graham lights.
Yep.
Which is like
They look
so
good.
rare. So yeah. So
Yeah. Actually,
spoon-
now
spoon
that you
exhaust.
mention it,
Spoon
you're right.
exhaust.
Now can I
Spoon
comment to the
shifter?
exhaust real quick?
yeah.
I get a text in our group chat, and Nick says I
may
may or
have
may
or
not I
haven't."
may or may not have set off alarms in the Fit, and I said, please don't
be-
sound like a ricer. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
was worried about
I
it
was
too
like,
when I saw that text.
FFS. You guys know what that stands for? I was
Yeah.
like, please FFS, just don't and don't come to work with it, right?
I still came to work with it.
Well, we came to work with it, but the thing is, it's a 1.5 liter,
Yeah.
but it sounds so. It's not
It's-
raspy. It's not ricey.
It sounds like a
deep and
better
smooth.
version of the 1.8T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
Agree. Actually, agree.
It's a better 1.8T.
Sorry, VW guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I was always biased against the 180, but still.
I love the 1.8T, but as a VW person, I hated Hondas. But I jumped to the other house. It's like, this isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like,
No, the Fit's such a dope car too because it's basically a mini minivan. Like you can fit more stuff into it than you think you can.
Yeah.
Especially with how tiny the car is.
and those fold down seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could fit more. Actually, no, because my trunk probably.
We should try it. Just like compare like what
see
we
how much
can
more-
fit. Yeah.
Yours is basically just my car, but with like half the trunk space.
You mean double
But-
trunk space?
No, half the trunk space, but you can fold your rear seats.
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Since my drive battery pack is in between the rear seat and the trunk, I lose the ability to fold my rear seat, so it kind of sucks because I actually can't carry anything long in the center. But
Bummer.
42 mpg. So
Yeah, with 35, I'll take it.
But it's white, so it's white with carbon bits and bronze wheels.
Yeah. It's a really
Classic.
nice color.
I mean, I kind of like the white with black and bronze, if I do say so myself.
yeah,
You,
wait, yeah, you gotta
you and Lethal Camaro both.
Technically, I bet you that car had that combo before mine did.
You gotta bring the it's what
Technically.
8 years
if
younger. or
if all
older.
that stuff was done, then who knows when the wheels were put on?
You gotta
How long till you curb them?
Please don't jinx it, dude. I've been driving so carefully.
You gotta
Please
you gotta
don't.
bring the Camaro the same day he brings the Fit so you can park next to each other. It'll just be like,
Like, who wore it better?
this car, yeah, who wore it better? 8 times more horsepower, or not 8 times more horsepower?
The 20, what was it, like 20-inch wheels versus the
19s.
15s? Oh, 19s versus 15s?
The 15s look big on there, though.
They do, but it fills in, it's like perfect fitment.
Yeah.
You know, actually, now that I think about it, the Camaro has a better power to MPG ratio because it's 8 or 9 times more powerful than the Fit, but it's only 3 times worse on gas mileage. So you're actually getting a better deal. You get the Camaro.
Are you, though?
No, not at all. Yeah, when your MPG's in like the single digits.
Yeah, it's
for
like-
a city.
When you're planning your trips by the gas station versus by the destination.
Jay burns like the same amount of gas that I do to get home, like getting out of the parking lot in the Camaro.
Starting the car.
You're just starting it.
No, for real though. Like,
right. I
like
need
we're
to-
joking, but we're not.
I need to tweet the link. Dude, I'm so out of it today. Like I said,
Yeah, you almost started
Am
our
I
live stream at 11 a.m. or whatever.
oh yeah. And can I just address that for a second?
There was like 150 people in chat going, "What?"
Can I address why that happened real quick? And that's so annoying. And that's YouTube's fault because there's a function where you can just say copy previous live stream settings,
Yeah.
but it doesn't copy the time.
Oh, so it just assumes you want
It just rounds to the next whatever the nearest 5 minute.
Oh wow, jeez.
Because you can set a live stream every 5 minute interval, like on the timer. So it just set it to whatever the closest 5 minute rounding was. Not
Oh, that's why it was like 11:30 or whatever, right?
yeah, because I set up at like 11:27 or whatever. But then it instead of copying over the previous live stream settings, even the time, it just defaults to that, and I didn't catch it. I always catch it. It's never happened before in 18 shows, or technically 17 because the first one was manually set up. But so anyway, I just that function just kind of rubbed me the wrong way today. But again, what I was starting to say in my 20s, I could pull an all-nighter and go to work. Now, and I worked at FedEx and stuff, which required a lot of physical activity when I was a FedEx driver, and stay up all night and play games and be fine.
Yeah, you just like, oh, maybe I'll need
in my 30s, I felt a little achy, and a little bit of jet lag kind of a feeling, but I could do it. In my 40s, I cannot function with 4 hours of sleep.
Bummer.
You know, the worst part about learning that lesson too is your brain still thinks it can.
Yeah.
And so you're like, no, I got this. I got Monster in the fridge at work.
Because
I'm
you know,
fine.
you go.
Yeah.
Oh, the problem with Monster is it's artificial energy for a short amount of time.
Yeah. It
But-
just masks the tiredness. It doesn't actually give you energy.
But you know, there's a thing in your head basically where you go, well, I've kind of passed the point of no return, so it's all the same at this point.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not true anymore.
yeah.
No, every
yeah,
half hour maybe makes a difference past the threshold.
I remember,
Legit.
yeah, there was a moment where I did that, and I remember driving home really sleepy, and then like
Bad idea.
Yeah, like closed my eyes for like a half second, and then I realized what I did, and I was like, oh. Hey, I'm not 20 anymore. Like it really
You know, they
like,
say-
doesn't matter how much you tell yourself stay awake. Your body's just gonna be like, nah, dude, nah, bro. I need sleep right now, man.
Well, they say that driving drowsy is just as bad as driving drunk.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
it totally is. Yeah.
I don't know. So, but the whole start of this conversation, though, that kind of got you onto the fit, I guess it's just, I don't understand the psychology about us versus them, or like you said. It really comes down to, like, you're validating your preference, and I'm going to call it preference, not even opinion at this
Yeah.
point. You're validating your preference by invalidating someone else's.
Yep.
And I don't understand the psychology of that. And we see it in it is human nature. It's not tech. It's not,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like
Louis Vuitton versus Chanel. I don't know. I'm
There's-
throwing brands out
There's
there.
things
but-
I just don't like.
yeah, and you know what? There's things sometimes you just don't like with no real reason either.
Yeah. The problem,
Yeah.
I think the problem is that it's just like people can't accept that other people like other stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's not even just the fact that I like something different. It's that like, no, you're not allowed to like something else.
Yeah.
And like people legit just freaking get into arguments and fights and whatever over that.
And the thing is, if you've ever watched any of those arguments and seen what they devolve into,
Yeah.
they're never anything real. Like they
Well, yeah, I mean, well, yeah, why would you be arguing over PC versus Mac or something? Like, you know,
Like-
having it be real. It's like they both open your favorite Facebook website. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
like all of those things. You know what I mean? Like, both a Mustang and a Camaro will both get you to a place that you want to go.
yeah,
Mustang might, you know, run into a few crowds on the way, but
and that's why I didn't get the GT350 because
because you wanted
I
me and
shopped
Nick to
it.
survive the first day you brought it to work.
Oh yeah, because like in the movies.
No, I just imagine Jay like he texts us a picture of the car, and then we're like, "Oh no!" And then 9 a.m. on Monday, through the studio. Guys, I'm here.
look, when I bought the ZL1, I was going back and forth between GT350R, a Shelby, obviously, and the ZL1 1LE. And the more I thought about it, I was like, I like the looks of the Shelby. It's got like 100 something less horsepower, which is fine. I mean, both have very well. The ZL1 borderline at stock was unusable in some instances, but I just know every Cars and Coffee I went to, and anytime I was around you guys or any of my friends, I know for a fact it was gonna be run anyone over today, eat any crowds today.
Was that legitimately
align
a
it
reason?
all you
It
want.
was
It's so
absolutely
good.
You didn't
legitimately.
you didn't want to deal with all the crap from all your friends. That's pretty funny. Actually.
But the idea of this topic is that mentality affects everyone in this chat.
Yeah.
You and me, and because we've seen it on Reddit. Someone is super proud of their system, and they go to put a picture on they built their first computer, it booted, they're excited, they put a picture up. It may not be the best system, it may not be the cleanest in terms of cable management, but they're excited because it's not
theirs.
much, but it's mine.
Why didn't
And then
you
they
go
just-
and knock to a?
And then they just get all crapped on.
Why didn't you bother? Like, I hate whenever the comment
Yeah.
starts with "Why didn't you?" and then a thing. And it's
You know
like,
what?
because it's not your computer.
I make it. It's a policy of mine. Anyone, and I hope someone in chat has said this to me, so they know why I didn't respond to them. Anyone that starts a question with me that says "Why didn't you?"
Yeah.
immediately gets trashed.
Yeah.
I don't read it anymore. I don't respond to it because you can why didn't you, an infinite amount of things.
And the answer is always
The
going
question should be, why did you choose
Yeah.
XYZ. Not why didn't you choose blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing when you say why didn't you choose is you're already are basically, one of two things are happening. You're kind of invalidating the thing that's already in there and saying, well, why didn't you get this one? Because you're implying it's potentially better.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're just going with the crowd on whatever that thing is.
It's the implication.
Because that's what the crowd went with.
Because when you say why didn't you, it really says, well,
that sucks.
Why did you do the sucks thing when you could have done the not sucks thing?
That's what why didn't you really does mean.
Yeah.
But what if it's blatantly obvious? Like, why did you get the rotas? Like, why did you get replica wheels?
No,
you just asked.
You just said.
You just
why
said it
did
properly.
You,
You just said it the way I said you should.
No,
Why'd you get rotas?
Why?
Do you know why?
Why didn't you get the real thing?
Why did you get real wheels?
Because here's the thing. Fine. Okay. Why did you get rotas? Or why didn't you get why didn't you get raised gram lights, right? 37 or whatever they are. 50, whatever.
Wheels.
Then you could have asked, why didn't you HRE? Why didn't you whatever? Why didn't you Yokohama?
Forward.
Why didn't you?
Yeah.
Why'd you buy a slow car? Why didn't you buy a fast car, dude?
I like the stock.
There's no
so many,
the only conversation at that point is they're only curious, and this is why didn't you get a 11900K? Why didn't you get a 5900X?
Yeah.
Why didn't you XYZ? All they're saying is, like you said, you should have got this. Why didn't you? Mm-hmm. When the conversation is about why you got what you got.
And it's honestly, like, it almost seems like the person that's asking why didn't you is looking for validation that their opinion is more correct than yours and your build and whatever you've done. You know what I mean? Because it's almost like I remember at so many car meets, I just meet people literally for the first time and they're like, why didn't you turbo it? And I'm like, why didn't you stop talking
Why
to me?
didn't you pay? Why didn't you sponsor me so I can turbo it?
Why didn't you give me $3,000 real quick? Like, well, I don't know you. It's like, okay, cool. So stop asking dumb questions about a car. It's like, go build your own turbo VR6 if you want. Then
For
it's
real.
like not that hard, and it's just such a frustrating thing because it's like the answer to why didn't you is always because it's mine and not yours.
Yeah.
If you wanted something different, then you
could
can
go
go
do it.
build it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's
But I don't want to.
yeah. Then why didn't you want it? It's such a dumb contrarian.
It might seem did you just splash your eyeball
Yeah.
with White Claw?
Yeah.
Why didn't you?
At least
not?
it has a little strength. It has a little strength at something then apparently.
Got that direct injection, dude.
direct injection.
You're supposed to drink it through your eye. That's not where you're supposed to inject the alcohol.
I don't know. We're about to find out.
There's probably a fetish for that.
What? Ingesting alcohol through your eyes?
Pouring alcohol on your eye. Alcohol. I love that you carry one of those card
The
openers.
ace of spades. Wait, the ace of spades.
That was the heart of spades.
The heart of spades.
Oh man.
The contrarian attitude, though, I just can't. I don't even know if that one's so much contrarian. Because a contrarian is going to be opposite of you no matter what you do.
Yeah.
I feel like
A contrarian would say, White Claw sucks because you're drinking it. But that same,
you're right,
but that same person
would also
if you weren't drinking White Claw, would be like, oh, you should drink White Claw. That's better than that.
Yeah. Why didn't you get a white claw?
Yeah. Why didn't you get it truly?
That's a contrarian.
It's like okay, it's
I
kind
feel-
of therapeutic to make all these dumb arguments because it's funny, but also like it's so
Well,
it's such a
it's
pet peeve of ours.
fatiguing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a really thin line between contrarian and trolling, just straight up trolling. You know?
No, but the thing is, I think if you say they're trolling, you're giving them too much credit. Those people don't have that much IQ. Like they're not
Wow.
smart enough to actually intently troll. You know what I mean? They're actually asking that question genuinely. Why didn't you turbo it?
Joe Becht says, no such thing as stupid questions, only stupid people.
Yes.
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 I don't know, man. Yesterday was my 9-year anniversary of having this YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I have read some stupid questions. There are some that qualify. I cannot give you
No,
a.
the question isn't stupid. It's the person asking it.
Honestly, I did have a
But
stupid person.
That's like that's kind of like a chicken and an egg argument. There,
There's a stupid question, not a stupid person.
But the words themselves are not stupid. It's the person that has assembled
The person
them.
that assembled the words.
The person that assembled the words into a stupid sentence is stupid.
Is it like
but the word itself is not.
the kind of
sentence
question
itself
that just
isn't.
makes you go like, really? Like you ask this when the answer is like already out in front of you, kind of deal.
Why didn't you ask a smart question?
Well, then that pet peeve at that point is going to be those are the people that don't watch the video and get the answer that's in it. They just or I can't even tell you how many times
why'd you mount your AIO that way? Like that.
No, I can't tell you how many times a person typed a question, and while they were typing the question, they stopped paying attention to the video because they were typing.
Yeah.
While the question's being answered as they're typing, and then I've seen the reason I'm saying that is I've seen it before. Someone's like, "Well, why did you yada yada edit? You answered it while I was typing." Like I've seen that.
Yeah.
And like, oh, sorry. It's like just delete the comment at that point. But
Very rarely, but I'll see comments like that where they'll come back and edit it and be like, "I'm dumb. They answered it in the video. It's here at the timestamp." And like every once in a while, I'll see that. I'm just like, "Thank you. You're awesome." You know what I mean?
We do try to make sure that we preemptively answer questions that we can predict that are going to be asked. Sometimes an answer makes it on the cutting room floor by mistake, or sometimes I specifically say something. And I don't realize you cut that section out and it goes live without that section.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, God, I knew that was going to be asked, and you see it 50,000 times on the front page. But
and that's actually kind of...
Otherwise, every video would be an hour long.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to say struggle, but it's like, it's the type of triage that Jay and mostly I have to do before I even, show Jay. But that sort of stuff where it's like, or sometimes you might answer a question like that, but it's buried in the middle of like a super long digression where it's like I can't really cut it so that it flows naturally into it, so I just have to cut the whole section. But yeah, we definitely get a lot of those like, "Hey, why didn't you do this? You should do this." And it's like, dude, we think a little bit before we do videos. Sometimes it doesn't look like it, but
I mean,
debatable.
Define a little bit, because that's probably saying a lot of bit at that point.
Okay, 9 years of experience a bit.
No.
Because that goes into every video automatically.
I mean, it does, but
Yeah, you can't turn it off. Could you
let's-
imagine if you could? You just show up to work one day and you're like, day one dumb.
I feel like that today.
Oh man.
You're right. We didn't even.
We filmed a video today.
Yeah, we did film a video.
See, we forgot we made a video.
Hey, you guys filmed the video?
Speaking of which, I should probably upload the one you finished editing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the one that you already did a thumbnail for and everything. Wait, did you?
No, I haven't done anything for that one.
Wow.
It's going live tomorrow.
Hey, can somebody
so.
remind Jay to upload the video?
Well, upload does not mean publish.
You're gonna get like 500 tweets of like,
Our
"Jay,
videos-
upload the video."
You guys never see the video the moment it goes up live or online. You see it when we set it live, and there's a gap there. So I need to upload it and then get it all tagged and the description and thumbnail and scheduled and all
And
that
proof
crap.
watch it.
And then forget to put the links in the description like all the time.
We spot watch it.
Yeah.
Close enough. Proofreading's proofreading.
I do
but-
need to get. Yeah, I need to figure out a
Nick
workflow
needs
for
to proof it because for editing mistakes, because you're too close to the project.
Yep, exactly.
That's why there's editors and there's.
I mean, it's why
you know.
Linus proofs his, because
Yeah.
he's so far from the edit process now that he's just basically like opens his email and like, "Oh, cool, here's a video."
I did that?
Yeah. I'm sure Jay's felt like that sometimes too. Where I remember in the early, like when I first started working for him, you had a haircut appointment or something. And you left and he came back, and then I was pretty much finishing up with the video. And
I
he
was like,
just
this is cool.
This is cool. I went and got a haircut, and then also the video finished itself. And it's like, yes, that's what editing.
that is my job. Just
yeah,
like-
yeah. But I mean, it's that sort of stuff where but then you end up dealing with like different problems because of that. You know what I mean? Where it's like now you're not as involved with the project. There might be things that Jay was thinking of in his head, but he forgot to tell
yeah.
me. Or vice versa.
I usually give you a heads up, especially in the video. I'll like
sure.
actually talk to the camera so in editing, like leave this part in or make sure that this stays in, or I'll even tell you, make sure I don't forget to say.
Yeah.
You actually listen to the words I say when you're filming. You're not just like, is he in focus?
Yeah, because how many times have I like how many times have I stopped you from like digging yourself a deep hole with like incorrect stuff, because
Shut up! They all think I'm a genius. That's a joke, people.
that's what editing.
He edits me smarter.
Yeah, no, for real though.
Wait, hey, you're setting a bad example for our
Is it,
audience.
though? I'm setting a good example for an editor. Anyone
Yeah.
hiring? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, right. No, you don't.
Yeah, they better have competitive pay. That's all I can say.
And also competitive like dopeness at the officeness. Dopeness at the officeness.
I'm gonna need a tour of the workplace before I even like consider.
I like Flying Penguin's idea. Be like Gigabyte, make exploding shirts.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
We should talk about it. No, not specifically the Gigabyte thing. That's been talked to into death. I did watch Steve's 25-minute one-take video showing how it only took about 7.5 minutes to make it explode.
Hold on, what am I? Oh no, 60% load.
Hey, you hit me. And see, that's what happens to your GPU.
Yeah, he's that power supply.
Yeah, he's a power supply. He's a power supply that just killed itself and took me with it. It's a gigabyte power supply, a GPP
I
750
forgot how much
GM.
it stings that close.
Well, you shot yourself in the soft tissue.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
No, what I
this
wanted
is
to talk
soft
about,
tissue.
what I wanted to talk about is this. Because of the pandemic, we have seen, because of limited availability on things, what I feel is two common things happening here. And let me get my full thought out here. First and foremost, I feel like brands, because of shortages on everything, are rushing to get product to the retail stores as fast as possible.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh yeah, the QC stuff, right?
I
that
feel
you're
like
talking about?
design first and foremost. That power supply design, clearly terrible, right? But I feel like QC and true quality control has been lacking. Like they're not. And the reason why I say that is we've seen every week for like the last couple months, another brand is having some sort of a failure
weird,
thing.
Yeah, some weird
Right.
I almost said affair. Yeah, the power supplies are cheating.
Yeah.
They're
No,
cheating
not
on
even
each
just the
other.
power supply, but I mean the NZX TH1 debacle, and then the way they handled that, right, and being forced into a recall because of Steve's coverage on that, and then everyone is really pointing their fingers at some design stuff on the 3090 for the Win 3 card that is apparently is having either a fan controller issue or games like New World exposing graphics cards design
Yeah.
issues. Right,
Dude, the New World thing seems so long ago too, and it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah, it does feel a while ago.
it just took one title to hit the GPU in such a way that it was
magic
yeah,
combo of workload.
right.
Yeah.
The gigabyte thing, the RMA sucking with so many brands right now because they're just because the other part of this I feel like is brands, I think feel like you guys owe them a gratitude of thanks that they even have anything for you to buy right now. Like,
Oh yeah, and then somebody mentioned the torrent like, that you were talking about too. The
yes,
fan control thing.
the fan controller in the torrent is
Yeah.
short circuiting. It's like we
Which
should
sucks
start
'cause
a
we
we
were
should
so
start a
hyped.
weekly show like on wait, here we go. Welcome to this week's of What's Trying to Burn Your Crap Down, PC
morning,
edition.
Night
This
City.
week, the Fractal Design Torrent is gonna burn your house
Will
down.
the gigabyte power supply fiasco ever be solved? Tune
Imagine
in.
putting an RTX 3090 with a PSU from Gigabyte in a torrent. It's like, I mean,
Seriously, you're right. We should just turn this show into like what burned down this week. Like what is happening in the tech space right now.
so I feel like it's a compounding perfect storm of brands not doing enough QC verification. I think there's it's fine, just ship it.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah,
then
it's a shortage right now. They need stuff. Ship it. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
and then brands, not necessarily Fractal, because I got the email today saying that they were going to be making I got an email from them saying, hey, we found this. We're halting sales. We're reaching out to all the customers that have already bought the case to so that they could get their replacement fan hub.
Okay, so at least they're on top of it real quick.
Right, and then the public already knows on the same day.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no delay. There's no month went by where Gigabyte still hasn't talked about the fact that they're ransomware.
There's no. Well, in certain testing methodologies where you test it for a really long time.
Yeah. How long were you running fans on the hub?
Meanwhile, Steve, 3 minutes.
No,
It
no.
exploded.
Phil. Well, were they 12-volt fans?
Oh my
Because
gosh.
apparently Gigabyte doesn't understand how power works.
Hold on, you gotta have hair for Steve.
No, wait.
Oh, wait. I was testing. Wait, that was too much energy for
Yeah.
Steve. Hold on. I was testing the power supply normally, and then it caught on fire. Gigabyte, what are you doing?
No,
Also subscribe.
No, I'm Gigabyte. But was it actual power or was it test power?
Oh yeah, they were like talking about how like.
Hold on, they
it's
really
like-
said that?
No, well they were implying that
They were
the-
implying that the testing loads he was putting it under
Yeah.
were real-world conditions.
And it's like, I didn't realize that electricity would decide whether or not it would be real world conditions or not.
Dude.
Electrons don't care what load you're putting them under,
Well,
dude.
what quality electricity were you using? Was it 91 octane?
Were the electrons spinning clockwise or counterclockwise inside
Those
of
are those kind of scenarios that just make my head hurt because it's like,
Yeah, it's such
why
like
would
a-
you even bother asking that
It's
when you
such
know,
a
like,
weaselly, like,
Yeah.
like you try to like super just weasel out of blame, right? It's
oh
just-
my gosh.
See,
No,
if you
no,
were
to do it-
drinking
to do it-
regular water or Aquafina, your power supply wouldn't have caught on fire.
But we all know Aquafina's trash anyways, so.
Fiji. No, Voss in a glass bottle.
Voss, yeah.
Yeah, boss.
I had a friend that paid like $13 for one of those at a club. He was really drunk.
You got to work on your Steveisms, though.
I know. I'm really bad at
No,
Steve.
Steve's almost like a William Shatner pacing, but a little bit less inflection.
I think because, yeah.
So, for instance, it's like
I think Steve's like the
No,
Vising
no,
guy.
you-
Think of my
so you did-
personality. I
you-
can't slow down enough to
I know.
Steve.
You did tired stone Steve.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
This is Steve. Gigabyte apparently doesn't understand how power works.
No, okay,
So that's why today we're going to show them how stupid they are.
I think because I can't do the news voice, which is also like 40% Steve. Like, he has that
And what I love about
cadence.
what I love
Yeah.
about Steve is when he's really amped up, he's like bouncy. Like he
Yeah,
just wants
yeah.
to he wants him to catch hands, right?
Like he's jumping in the ring for blood. Like
He does
knows.
the whole like he starts bouncing. I love it because he's just like, let me at him. Let me.
I just want to see a metal album from him. Like, he just looks like.
Oh, he's into death metal, hands
I
down.
need to hear him shred against. Yeah.
Like
I
I
need to see that happen so
I guarantee
badly.
he's into death metal, but also when he's feeling a little bit sensitive, maybe some Bob Dylan.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I guarantee he does death. He either listens to or maybe even moonlights in a death metal band.
Yeah,
I could totally see it.
And honestly, I would go watch them. I think that'd be sick.
I just want to see if he does the whole set build when he builds his sets. If he's using the circular saw and spinning his head around.
You know what?
Oh my god! Yeah, you're right.
I really just want to see that.
He needs to have like a pentagram of gigabyte power supplies. They're all on
if I
fire,
could-
and he's
if-
just like.
I was gonna try and
head.
call him, but the Bluetooth forgot my phone, so never mind.
Make it relearn.
I don't think I can do it while I'm all live because I've got to go into a mode.
Why didn't you get AirPlay? No, I'm kidding.
Oh, there it is.
It's blinking.
Oh, okay. Well, it says discoverable. Do you guys want me to call Steve and find out if he's actually into death metal?
I'm gonna be so
not?
disappointed if he says no. And
we need his volume up too.
I know, but it says we're connected now. Look at that.
How many people are in chat?
All right.
So
well,
we'll-
let's see if he'll even answer. Okay. Let's see.
2,700. We're actually calling. I like unscripted days. It's hilarious.
This is nice.
You guys need to talk about something while I find its number.
He lost his number.
Have you done any Matty
Remember,
flips
my
lately?
phone was replaced because I smashed the other one, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
apparently. Oh, here it is. No,
you
I got it.
No,
I
you
got it.
smashed it. It smashed
I was
itself.
spelling his name with a V, and he's got one of those Stephens,
yeah.
not Stevens. It's Stephen.
Stefan.
All right, let's see if this will actually work.
What even
All right, here we
time
go.
is it there?
There we go. And this
Oh
is
my
why the
jeez.
Roadcaster is awesome.
This is ridiculous.
He's probably filming right now.
Yeah, no.
He works 24/7, so
Jay, what do you want?
Leave me alone.
maybe he'll call back when if he doesn't answer.
You should text him like.
Your call has been forwarded to an
I'm like, why are you just staring at the phone?
9 years on the internet, and you still like didn't realize.
Camera cut.
Fix it in post.
There's been so many times too where I'm like zoomed in on the screen, and then Jay will just open all the personal info, and I'm like,
Bro.
like I don't know where to point the camera. Oh, geez.
Steve, call us back.
I was gonna say you should text him like, hey, it's about the gigabyte power supply.
Look, everyone knows he's in North Carolina. I didn't give anything away, okay?
You almost.
You almost did.
The comment, Jesus, Jay.
You were like staring at the phone, and we're like, Jay, and you're like, what? Like, hit the end button.
Push the red button.
He said, that was close.
That's so funny.
I hope he calls us back. I want to...
This MFing
Bruh.
doxing LeMayo. Freaking
Oh my
gamers
gosh.
doxes.
write down that number.
Somebody called 919. It's like,
Quick, what's the number for 919?
yeah.
What's the number for 919?
Why, come on,
The irony is we live in the 909, so he's one better than us.
Oh.
I guess technically 10 better, but...
Why you gotta put us down like that?
Yeah, you're right. That's how numbers.
No, the middle number's one better.
Oh, jeez.
I made it even. 909, 919. Now everyone knows.
Oh, jeez. You said one better and then realized it was dead.
Wow.
1 to the power of 10. Come on, math. Don't be dumb.
That's still 1. 1 times 1, 10 times is still 1.
No, it's 10.
That's not how math works.
I haven't even. I had that one shot of I'm gonna take another one. I earned this one today.
Spidey bases.
This guy said almost crashed my car. Was laughing so hard. No, pay attention to the road.
No, seriously.
Please.
Hey, look at the road right now. Traffic's probably slowing down.
Pay attention to the road. My goodness.
Don't do what I did and freaking rear end traffic.
This is what you guys. This is what you guys get when we don't have a script.
Freaking the Jenny number.
8675309.
919-867-5309.
Oh, got a lot less smoke in the 919. Too soon, Abe. Bruh.
That's why they're 10 better. They have 10 less smokes.
10 less
With the
smokes.
masks. Ow.
Matt told me to.
What?
Matt said hit slap Phil.
Who's Matt?
Matt!
Slap Matt.
Lethal Garage, Matt.
Oh, okay. Because I know a
Dang.
couple different Matts. Dude, my bad.
I don't know why. He just said
Oh.
to.
He also said he feels like he's being attacked.
I don't know why.
Why didn't you not feel attacked?
Why'd you get a bolt and not a volt?
Yeah, Matt, why'd you eat a shackle to your forehead?
No,
yeah.
No, it was me.
Both of you
it
guys.
Just went on,
That
and
car, like, hated both of you guys. It attacked you all.
That was truly a cursed car.
Yeah.
you know what?
It was funny. It was funny filming.
No.
it.
I bought that car in May of 2020. I got to drive it for 1 month.
Hey, at least I got a bacon
You know-
cheeseburger toaster at Sonic out of it.
Yeah, and In and Out.
We literally drove it. I've ridden in it once, and then
No, In and Out. We went to In and Out and Sonic, like 2 different times.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not the same day?
No, that wasn't the same day.
Okay, so 2
we
times.
did that.
Yeah.
No, but remember you
Oh
saw
my
the In and
God,
Out
yeah,
photo and you were
that's
like,
In-N-Out.
"That's SoCal AF."
And then Chick-fil-A, like,
Nick freaking Hobbit mealed, and he was like, "What about second
Second
lunch?" And you actually did second lunch.
Gux TV said, "Did you already talk about the EVGA X570 Dark?" Dude, remember when I told you guys like 2 months ago or whatever? I was like, "Dude, EVGA is making an AMD motherboard," and you guys were like, "What?"
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
I was like, hello.
Oh, wrong one. Wait,
Wow. Sorry,
no.
EVGA. We're actually
There,
excited.
that one.
Yeah.
That's the one. I
We're
want.
genuinely excited. Jay just can't find buttons.
No, so it's a dark board, which means it's specifically like Vince, right? Vince Dark Kingpin.
Yeah.
And so, what?
My face is numb.
Oh, well, you've had Michelob Ultra, and now you have a little bit less watery beer with
so
Corona.
combined, it's one real beer, basically.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Like
man.
Ricardo.
Oh, guys, he's calling me back. Oh, wait, hold on.
Did you hang up?
No, we got it. You there?
Yeah.
Hey, so we're live on RTFM show right now. You got a sec?
Oh, nice.
So,
Hey, yeah. Sorry, I missed your call.
no, that's fine. I figured you'd call me back. I'll let chat tell you what happened earlier. That's fine. I don't want to tell you myself. But anyway, moving forward. No, we were talking about the gigabyte thing and how we watched your live demonstration of like the testing methodology and how it exploded and such. You made a reference in that video, and everyone's pretty convinced that you listen to death metal. Is that true?
Death as in DEATH?
Yeah, death
Yeah.
metal.
I mean, everyone's got a different definition of that, but
Okay, so we know you
I
do
listen
then.
to a lot of
We know you do.
metalcore.
Okay, so we know that you listen to
let's
metal
go.
because it's just like a person that's really into IPAs. Well, what kind of IPA?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they get all
so
specific, right?
that's an admission right there, right?
So he's okay. So metalcore, there it is, officially.
Okay, so as a
Official-
layman to metal, because I'll be honest, I don't really listen to metal. Like maybe classic vinyl will be as close as I get to anything that involves an electric guitar. But what is
Right.
metalcore? Like what are the different branches of metal? And I'm not even trolling here. I'm genuinely curious.
You definitely can get into snob territory very quickly.
Yeah, whenever there's core.
So
on a genre-
just so you know, the conversation we were kind of having earlier is our complete hatred for contrarianism, and we were talking about we hate when people say, well, why didn't you this and why didn't you that? So I
Yeah.
know you're stepping into that mud, but go ahead.
I mean, I would say the difference with metal core is like there's normally a mix of clean and unclean
Okay.
vocals, so you still have some clean vocals in there, and there's less of that death growl.
Right. The
and more
death is just like that
screaming
"Ooh,"
instead.
right kind of a thing. Okay. I don't
There's
have
less of the growl, less growl, more scream. Basically, is and there's normally a little bit more melody to it too in the guitar.
Oh, okay, so you can actually make it out. It's not just crash cymbals and screaming.
I mean, I have a feeling if I sent you some of what I listen to, you would still think it's crash cymbals and screaming. But
Okay, maybe what you need to do is send me.
actually-
You need to send me an example of metalcore and an example of your definition of death metal.
we need
Right.
the Gamers Nexus freaking Spotify playlists now.
Yeah.
The GN Spotify list.
I would love a Spotify playlist, honestly.
What it feels like to test an AMD mountain bike.
Oh no. Testing a gigabyte power supply while riding the AMD mountain bike.
yeah.
AMD electric mountain bike powered by Gigabyte.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right. Well, we won't take up too much of your time. Do you have any last comments regarding the gigabyte thing?
Last words.
Yeah. I know. Any lawyers knocking on your door yet?
No, not yet. We'll see. It's always possible, but this one's
Pretty well documented.
pretty clear cut. Yeah.
Are you kind of putting that one to bed at this point?
We probably have a little bit more because I started looking into the RMA and warranty process, and I'm pretty dissatisfied with how they're handling it.
Yep. On the heels of the ransomware thing, which already wiped everyone else's RMA, because I had users reaching out to me saying, why aren't they? I can't get into my RMA, yada yada. I'm like, well, they're under ransomware attack, and they brought like 4 different servers offline. I'm fairly certain the RMA server was one of them. So people started sending me.
They tell you to email them instead, and
they're
then
soliciting.
they don't reply to you.
They're soliciting people that have reached out to them saying, "Hey, what's the deal with my RMA?" and saying, "Send us your RMA number." Like they're trying to get as much information as possible from them because they don't have access to it, which makes me really kind of worried for those people that maybe are just sitting on the back burner, kind of waiting for Gigabyte to get back to them, or maybe they're not the most organized in terms of their inbox and they deleted it on accident.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was. I think the inbox solution is like, we no longer have an RMA solution. What's the quickest Band-Aid we can put on this thing?
Yeah, and they've not
So
said
they've got an artery
anything.
that's got a artery with a 50 cal in it, and they're like, get a Band-Aid, quick.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what they're doing, but we already know that they're from the top down they're fairly incompetent. So I mean,
it's not been a good response.
It's kind of like with all the stuff that happened with MSI over the last 18 months or so. It's like Gigabyte said, no, we'll show you how to double down on being a crappy company.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just when you thought things couldn't get worse. But all right, guys, we heard it. Steve's got a little bit more coverage on kind of the follow-up to the Gigabyte stuff if you had one of these PSUs, or you had one blow up, or what's the RMA been like? So he'll have some stuff coming out on that, I assume.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, thanks for calling.
All right.
Looking forward to that
and thanks
playlist,
for
dude.
clarifying. It's metalcore, guys, not death metal.
Yeah.
So I heard you.
That's right. Get it right.
I heard you make a death metal reference in that video. That's why I was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't. His hair says he listens to metal, but what kind?
Yeah, that's the important part.
All right, Steve, have a good one.
All right, you too.
All
See
right,
ya.
bye. All right, nobody tell him what happened earlier. He likes me right now.
Or whatever.
Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom.
Dude, I'll be your slave for a week. Don't tell mom.
That goes for all of you. Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom Steve. Mom and Steve is going to get mad and ground all 3 of us, dude.
Yeah,
And then we can't listen to metal.
And then I can't listen to the playlist. I want to listen.
I actually genuinely want to, it'd be dope if he sends
I would
you a
look some
playlist.
up right now, but copyright, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah. But if he does send you a playlist, though, for sure, send it over to us because
the Bluetooth thing is pretty dope on this. We've only used it a handful of times, and I like it. You saw how easily I repaired it while we were live.
Yeah, it's so seamless. The fact that
I pushed a button and it's all discoverable. It was discoverable. My phone was like, "Hey, there's a new thing. Do you want to connect?" Discoverable. And my phone was like, "Hey, do you want to connect to the new discoverable thing?" And then I was like, "Yes."
I discovered
Disco
it.
bubble.
And then we proceed to nearly dox Steve. It was so easy to nearly dox Steve.
I still can't believe that, dude. Like-
you went full like deer in the headlights. Your brain was just like
Like,
error.
yeah.
I feel like, look, when I
You were like this. You were like.
You were legit
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
your computer.
We're like, hit the
It just
end button.
randomly shut off in the middle of something important. You're like,
You hear the Windows disconnect sound? It's like, dun, 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 dun. And Jay's just like, we're like, hit the end button.
Dude, can I explain real quick? When I go back into my memory recall of that moment,
It's corrupted.
This is. Can I walk you through that moment?
Yeah.
It's ringing a lot. He's not going to answer. No, he's not going to answer. Should I leave a voicemail?
You have reached
I don't know.
the voicemail
If I leave
box.
if I leave a voicemail, I wonder what should I say? And then, but then I heard the voicemail box of 9-1. I was like, but if I don't leave it, then he's like, Jay, end the call. And I'm like,
You were like totally in your thought.
yes, yes.
Cut the yellow wire. Cut it.
I was
all
almost
die.
considering reaching over and just sliding the slider down because I was like, dude, it's
So-
just gonna continue to.
So basically, what happened there was my ability to tune everything out like my kids
Yeah. Oh,
came.
that's right.
Yes, the kid that's throwing a full-on tantrum in the aisle, like dragging themselves on the floor.
Yeah,
The
the
parents
parents just like-
where's spaghetti noodles?
I've had that happen in the restaurant I used
now
to work
see
at.
where
and
I
I'm
lay
just-
on the totem pole.
Both of you, and the phone apparently.
It's like, bro.
Well, I mean, remember when I first got hired, and then they were doing live stream, and then we circle gamed everyone, and he was just like, "I hired 2 children."
Yeah, that was
I don't
pretty
think it's
good.
changed, but I don't mind being a child. It's fun.
Well, I
Yeah.
legitimately was having this internal monologue about whether or not I should leave a voicemail, or maybe if
Yeah.
I don't, he'll call back because he'll wonder why I called.
I kind of figured you looked like you had both of your cores.
But now that I think, with how tired I am,
It's not a 4-core.
with how tired I am, I've had a coffee and 2 monsters, and then 2 shots, and imagine my face looked like
2
this.
shots of fun.
Glug, 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 glug. So I imagine
That needs to be a button now.
I'm trying to recall now my feeling, right? Physical feeling. I feel like my face was like this.
Yeah. It was exactly. It was just the full on.
A little like a slight melt.
Please stand by. Technical difficulties going on.
Yeah.
I imagine you guys are hearing you've reached the voicemail box of,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, he's gonna end it.
Yeah.
9.
He's not ending it.
I remember looking at Nick, and then both of us went. And then you were like, and we're like, end the call, and then I just started talking loudly because I was like, whatever, I'll try to cover
throw
it up.
something up for
No,
you.
all I heard was Jay, end the call, and I was like, ah. Like it was literally like a daydream that suddenly you just were like, wake up.
Aw, that's cute. You call Steve and then dream about what you're gonna say to him.
It's the hair.
is-
His horns hold up his halo.
Yeah. No, to be fair,
Oh man.
I wish I had hair.
I should quit. All right, let's call Linus.
Everyone's been saying that to each other. Just like,
No, Linus is a professional. I have no reason to call him. I'd call him and be like, hey, man, what's up? Another one you want?
that's your Linus voice.
You want to say hi?
Like, your Linus
I don't
voice
know.
is just your regular voice, but you
No,
put the voice right here in the back, and then
Yeah.
all through the nose.
and then you gotta do like
this video. Wait, I can't.
like
even,
Adam Savage used to always do for Jamie.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking, and this is my
No,
mustache,
you gotta
right?
look.
Only I have to do it like this for Linus now.
Heinemann is more afraid of you than it is of. I mean, wait, of you.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, the file's not on the computer. We gotta manufacture this drama for TV. Like, I remember seeing a BTS where he was
It
talking
appears
about.
that this is not blowing up the way we intended, so now we have to add C4.
Oh man, I miss Mythbusters, dude.
I do too.
I kind
know.
of wonder if the PSU hadn't blown up, what Steve would have used to make it blow up. No, wait, just push more power to it.
Actually, though, that's a problem you would send it to us for because we would definitely find a way to explode it.
Yeah.
Like all of your batteries you left fully charged. We
Yeah,
could use
let's
those.
talk about that.
Nah, they're just spicy pillows. It's fine.
Spicy
What?
pillows,
Your batteries.
Oh,
Your batteries I'm internally discharging in a
you're not
electromag-
supposed to fully charge them and then let them sit for a month.
Yeah, a month.
Yeah.
And it's not like a laptop where it's smart enough that, hey, I haven't been doing anything for a month. I'm going to like discharge myself a little bit.
Hey, silver lining, it's not like a 3S or 4S pack. Like,
No, but one of them did have a hole and a burn mark in it.
Yeah, it did pop at some point.
At some point.
So, which is kind of scary because
Because it was in a bag with the rest.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not being attended at all. Yeah.
Insurance, that didn't happen.
Yeah. You're right.
Santa sees how you store your drone equipment, and he's
Don't
getting
tell
you
him.
Wait.
Don't tell mom.
This
Don't tell mom
is the
insurance.
audio subtitle. Dramatization.
Yeah, dramatization.
That's a dramaticization.
Dramatization. Jeez.
I need to just get you a lipo bag just to keep you safe.
I do eventually I do want to pop one next time, like we're at the park or something, just to see, like, because I want to know how much fire is in a single cell.
you
Because
wanna
it's
be-
And
not
how
that
long will
much.
it go?
It's
Yeah.
fire season, dude. That's like the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, too soon.
Well, yeah, I didn't say let's go find the park with the driest grass.
Let's see if it's a boy battery or a girl battery.
The most common comment I got about
I forgot about all the
well, the most
gender
common
reveals.
the most common comment I got on Twitter when I was posting about the wildfire that started right behind my house was it a boy or a girl?
Yeah. Who crashed the drone this time?
Okay, can we like talk about that for a second? Like, why are people exploding the environment for gender reveals? Like, guys,
Because it's all about them.
buy a cake and just
Just buy
cut
a
it.
cake.
It's not that hard, man.
But the cake can't go kaboom.
Take an ultrasound. Just send it to everyone. I don't know.
Get them on the group chat, you know?
Have a party. Make some drinks that are like the color of it or whatever. I don't know. You know what I mean? Just stop exploding the earth to tell people what bits your baby has. It's like, it's really not that important.
Exploding
world-
bits of the earth
the
to
whole
tell
world-
people what.
Exploding the earth to tell what bits your baby
Oh.
has.
The whole world's gonna know your baby because you set the world on fire with it. Like, that's the only reason we're gonna know your baby now.
On a fire.
My brain is too tired to follow this conversation.
It's like the
Wait,
Mulan
what
meme.
if what if they,
Now all of China knows you're
somebody
here.
mentioned power supplies in the chat? Now I'm just imagining if Gigabyte made like gender reveal power supply.
Bro.
You gotta, like,
Was it a blue spark
No,
or a
yeah.
pink spark?
What kind of smoke we got?
You only had 0.2 seconds to know.
You have to like email them first to tell them like
Which
so
one
that
you
way,
want?
Yeah.
So
So
when you-
that- when they
Hey, new business output for Gigabyte. When you get
my
your
God.
recalls in, resell them as gender reveal
gender
power
reveal,
supplies.
like party power supplies.
Yeah.
Someone in chat says, I guess I'm just too European to understand. In the United States for a while there, and it's still kind of happening,
Yeah.
people were like, because of the rise of TikTok and stuff like that, people were making TikTok videos and stuff of gender reveals, which means someone's having a baby, and all your friends and stuff want to know what it is, and sometimes you don't even know what it is. Like,
And it started with like you had a
Little
balloon
party
with like
poppers
powder or like
or the
confetti.
confetti.
right,
that was
and,
Yeah.
and as a
Yeah.
family with friends, and you're recording it, you pop the balloon. If it's blue powder, it's a boy. If it's
Yeah.
pink powder, it's a girl, or whatever.
people were doing, like,
and most,
piñatas and
yeah, and
stuff.
most of the time, so the way this works is, even as the parents, you could like have the doctor seal a note, saying what it is, and then you give it to the cake baker or whatever to make the cake with the pink or blue interior, right? Or the balloons or pyrotechnics, for example.
Yeah, it all started with just mundane, like cut a cake or pop a balloon or whatever. and then people decided fireworks
the
would be a
typical
thing.
social media world we live in now, with the online sphere being populated by stupids, are going, how can we one up the last person that went viral with it? So
Yeah.
right after the pandemic started, last summer, in the mountains not far from Nick's
Yeah, no,
house,
my-
somebody did a gender reveal with Tenorite. And exploded the entire mountain and burned like 100 homes to the ground.
So for
Yeah.
people that don't know what tannerite is, it's basically
It's an
like,
inert explosive that
It's like a mini C4 that
Yeah.
if you shoot it, it pops. Or I
Right.
mean, it doesn't pop. It explodes.
It combusts,
full on-
yeah.
Go watch like Demolition Ranch or some other, one of those cool
Yeah.
YouTube channels that blows up stuff. But yeah,
So they did it in the middle of summer in SoCal during a drought in a dry field in a mountain.
SoCal is always on fire in a drought in summer in the mountains.
And so
SoCal, where it's
and
always wet, Sam.
they were actually recently convicted of that. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you do the timeline, they had the gender reveal, they had the baby, now they're going to prison.
And now CPS will take care of the baby for them.
because they wanted to one up the previous famous TikToker.
Good
now,
job.
someone one up that person by blowing themselves up to death during the gender reveal in Arizona after that.
Yep.
So please just stop with the gender reveals.
Just stop having babies.
Actually, yeah. There's too many freaking people. Like seriously, stop. No,
Just stop having babies. It's easy.
like, for real.
The common solution here, just stop.
Imagine that kid when they're like
Like, have you
15.
driven
Imagine that
at
kid when
5
they're
p.m. anytime recently? It's
Imagine
just,
that
there's too many
kid
people.
when they're 15. They're gonna be like, So that's how everyone found out.
Yeah, that's what they're.
Get bullied for that, man. Like, at least my parents were dumb enough to go to prison to tell everybody I was a boy. like, how do you not bully that kid?
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
I got bullied because I was a nerd, and even I would still bully them. It was grade school.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like,
Oh, man.
like you literally. It's a congratulations. It's a prison sentence. like what?
Congratulations, it's a prison sentence. I just got it. Dude, if Chad goes back a few seconds, you're just going to see me like this.
Yeah, because I saw you texting.
No, I wasn't texting. The phone was off. I'd already looked.
You were just staring at your
Yeah, but I was like this. That's
You
funny.
are legit being your computer right now.
I know.
Like just shutting off randomly. Just
My computer hasn't done that much.
much. It's done
Babies
it
are
enough to make
overrated.
us recognize.
like, babies are overrated.
Yeah. All
You
babies.
said yeah. You had two of them. You said yeah.
Hey, I can think of a few adults that were overrated babies if you want to know the truth.
Good point. And they're still overrated now.
Oof.
I actually don't know who you're talking about, so I don't know how mean to be.
Just random people.
Random babies.
There's probably even a couple
Douglas
in
Lee
the chat.
says, "Phil, I have that same water bottle."
Don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey Jay, what's happening with your rebuild? I don't know. Are you talking about my 68?
Oh, I sucked that
I'm
water
assuming
too
it's the Camaro because we haven't seen anything about it in like a millennium.
I'm not going down to there tomorrow, but I am going down for the white car tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're redoing your cams?
No, the cam.
My bad.
But no, not prototype, but testing a brand new oil cooler design. So that should be fun. But why are you like literally gangster leaning?
Because I'm
You melting in your chair?
a little bit, yeah.
Well,
I'm just sad
stop.
because I can't lean back this way because boat.
And shelf.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just move that shelf, dude.
Well, you're not gonna hit the boat. The boat's on a floating shelf. You're just
Yeah,
gonna.
but if I
knock-
hit the shelf hard enough, then the boat will gender reveal onto my head. Then
Yeah,
it'll-
I don't. That boat took me like 4 nights to put together, so I don't want to.
people are making it's now safe to shut down your J joke because you're like idle for that the last.
No. There we go. Would you like to shut down your J or update? Shut down. Okay, update it is.
yeah. Update and restart. No, I update and shut down. Like, come on.
Suddenly, I'm like getting things ready.
Remember when Threadripper wouldn't shut down?
Yeah.
It would only restart.
It kept restarting.
Yeah. And we were just looking at each other like, this is new. I don't know how to diagnose this problem.
Because you were trying to clean your keyboard and
Yeah,
stuff.
and so I literally clicked start and shut down, and then it was just like, and I'm like, I didn't touch anything. Why are you?
Like it
turning
was
off?
actually going to a full power cycle, not like
And it
you
would
know.
wait just long
Yeah.
enough to troll you, because it was like 10 seconds. So you're just like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you ended up
Okay,
having to just
we're
turn
good.
it off at the power supply.
I don't know. AMD stuff.
Stuff.
Titanic 2.0 coming on Phil's head. Dude, that would, I mean, it would suck because Jay did build that, but it would also be really funny.
He could rebuild it.
What's up with that floating torpedo magnet on the shelf at the Missouri? It's a Kobe Bricks
Call
Missouri.
your torpedo magnet. You got your boat a torpedo magnet.
I mean,
Was
the
it
U.S.
really,
had
though?
pretty good torpedo protection. I mean, you could try, I guess.
I don't know the history behind that boat, so.
Yeah, no, so that's like fake Lego. It's Kobe Bricks, and then I have the Bismarck over there.
It's pretty freaking cool, though. Like,
They are
It
pretty
took me
cool.
like
legit,
4
yeah.
nights at like 4 hours a pop to put that together.
Oh my god, somebody puts in the loading sign. It's just this J.
J.
But it's not moving. It's like actually
Yeah,
frozen.
that's what I feel like.
Wow, hold up. This guy's asking how my keyboard is coming. This guy is okay. Well, the keyboard
Steve's
came
live's on
like
EVGA's Twitch stream. Wait, did we take Steve from another stream?
Wow.
Wait, that actually shows priorities, though, doesn't it?
that means you're a real one, dude. He picked up the
Yeah.
phone. He called you back on
Oh,
stream.
that's so sweet. He actually answered in the middle of another stream.
Jay, you have a real friend, dude. Can you process
I'm gonna
that?
watch his actual 45-minute videos now.
No, you're not.
No, I like to watch him in 2x because then Steve talks at normal speed.
Wait, I haven't tried that, actually.
Oh man.
I mean, we can try it right now.
You try watching Linus in 2x.
No one will understand. Glasses will shatter.
The dolphins might understand.
I don't know what I want.
Overclock- Oh, yeah, people are like, we need more You're right, we haven't overclocked anything in a while.
Well, okay, so AMD.
There hasn't been anything in stock to overclock in a while.
Well, AMD doesn't benefit really from an overclock, except for on the Crosshair Dark board. You can set an individual all-core clock and a single-core clock on that one.
I'm kind of subtly excited for that. I'm being subtle with that, but I'm excited for that board.
It's in your computer.
The dark?
No, I said Crosshair Dark. That's the Asus board.
no.
You have the board I'm talking about in your computer.
Sorry, I was thinking about the EVGA one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Okay, so I started to talk about that, and then we'll talk about overclocking in a sec, because that is an overclocking board. So, yeah, a couple months ago, EVGA told us they were working on that. And it was kind of like, wow, that's going to be interesting, because that's not a brand that I would have ever pegged building anything AMD related.
Yeah, for sure. But
I still don't believe they'll ever do AMD graphics cards, only because I almost feel like at this point, EVGA has been, like, the company was founded not that long after NVIDIA. And they've just been so like NVIDIA-centric along the way that I can't see them ever changing policy internally to make an AMD graphics card as well. I also don't see NVIDIA even allowing it.
I feel like
it's almost like how do you spell EVGA? NVI? You know what I mean? Like they've just been so synonymous with NVIDIA.
Yeah, and it's not even like so for those that might be wondering, like, well, how could NVIDIA even have a say in how EVGA does its business? Well, they could highly
recommend.
They could highly advise maybe not to do it because they're still the ones that allocate the GPU cores, right? Yeah. So it's one of those like, I'm not telling you how to run your business, but I'm telling you how to run your business.
Yeah.
Right. Which again, the only people that they would be sort of rubbing the wrong way by making an AMD motherboard would be Intel. But the thing is, you don't have a real leg to stand on right now to only want to support Intel. Okay?
It just shows how the direction the market's going, that like an Intel-centric brand actually made something for AMD.
I like that Jatman says, yeah, that's like seeing an XFX NVIDIA card. Which it's weird to just say. Introducing the XFX XX XXX DD 3080 Ti
or a Sapphire RTX
Sapphire
card.
3090.
Sapphire 30.
Yeah.
Oh, this feels so weird.
It does. It's like MCU's new What If series.
AMD Pentium 4.
There we go. We could just copy Marvel and just be like, we're gonna do the tech edition of What If.
We just do Bizarro World Tech, where it's just all the wrong brands with everything.
Yeah. The heroes are the villains and vice versa.
It's like, so there's a subreddit called Sbubby, and then
Gigabyte has the best RMA in the planet.
No, but they do like corporate logos, so they'll do like the Intel logo, but it says AMD, and like everyone, that's the entire subreddit, is everyone just doing the wrong thing.
I've seen you browsing that subreddit, and I look over and I'm like, what the?
Yeah, because you look at it and your brain's like, oh.
Everyone always does a Pornhub style.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, but.
I should do it.
No.
That's one of the posts.
Okay, go ahead. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, it's easy, right? A yellow rectangle, rounded, and then you put one word in there.
I mean, it'll work.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. What's that website here? What?
What? So what I wanted to talk about. What I wanted to talk about the EVGA X570 Dark though, is that when I this is how the conversation basically went. It was like, hey, keep it on the down low, but we're making an AMD board, and I was like, wow, really? And they were like, yeah. I was like, cool. Make sure it doesn't suck. I swear to God, that's what I said. And they were like, what? I said, every AMD motherboard brand, Asus included, they always have some weird freaking
that do the same.
Yes,
that do both,
and they always have some random quirk, like some quirk in there, right? And I'm like, do me a favor, just test, and when you think it's stable, test it some more, because I can tell you right now, AMD is always been the brand that, although performance per dollar is better than Intel, faster than Intel in many tests, especially multi-threading and stuff, but still, like you talked about, my computer just randomly going, boop, or be playing a game and then suddenly, boop, right? And how many different versions of AMD have I built where that continues to happen?
Or how many USB disconnects do you have, and you're just like, I don't know what device.
No, I'm sitting there on the computer. I'll be sitting there on the computer and I'm here.
Yeah, and the funny thing is,
everything's working.
Yeah, everything keeps working. So it's just like, what? So what disconnected? Like, is it important?
Yeah, you saw that. You saw that the other day. I booted up my system. It's like ding ding, ding ding. I was like, what?
So a couple things for chat that I noticed. Somebody asked, Nick, did your keyboard arrive? And yes, and you don't care about it
They're
anymore.
like 4 months late to the party. Legit.
Hey, they ain't just
I
sitting
forgot
around
about-
watching you.
That's
Yeah.
a good thing. That means I'm doing
true.
my job properly.
I
true.
forgot about your keyboard too because you got the Fit. So I was like, oh, cool. Nick equals Fit.
Yeah. I have a new hobby now. It's called Honda Fit.
It's called Honda. Yeah, welcome to 100 horsepower Fury, dude. Best gang ever.
Legit.
throwing your fit.
Legit, that car has been so much fun.
So you
I
know
don't doubt it. It's a 5-speed, so.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is if I pushed Nick's car with my Honda, then we would make 1/4 of Jay's car.
But the horsepower doesn't compound like that.
I know, but
Too bad
still.
it doesn't. Well, we could put your engine in the rear of my car.
Oh yeah, double single.
It's like let's
hybrid.
talk about it. Let's talk about a freight train, right? Having a single engine going a certain speed, right? Or 10 engines pulling something going does that 10 times the horsepower mean it can go 10 times as fast? No, it's going to go the same max speed potential.
It's just what, more torque?
Well, it's more pulling power, right? Because
Okay.
more weight and stuff. So all that's going to happen is like whichever of you has the slower car is suddenly going to match the max speed of the faster car, but it's not going to make you faster overall. I wish power worked that way, but it doesn't.
Well,
but no, you just said
if you put 2 engines in a car, it will go faster.
yeah, but you've now increased the power or decreased the weight to power ratio. So
We
Well,
gotta
no,
tweak
because
gearing.
if you make enough power on top of the weight that you're adding with the engine, then no, you're not making it worse.
you know the reason why the E versions of cars
I can
now
show
with
you. I can show you a video of a Polo with 2 VR6s in it that goes really fast.
yeah, well
Yeah.
the Isuzu Tsukuba or whatever it was
Oh,
called,
the
right?
Scudo.
The Scudo, yeah.
That's
I mean-
how you win Gran Turismo 1.
Yeah.
You just pick the Scudo, you floor the gas, and don't care about turns. And then you win. Because you just bounce off all the walls.
But what you said was you're having so much fun with that car.
Yeah.
It's such an important quote, and it's so cliche, but it's true. There's no such thing as a boring car, only boring drivers. I had fun driving my Altima.
It has
Yeah,
no business
yeah.
being that fun, but it just works, which is amazing to me.
Well, it's a Honda.
I should buy another
No
one
one
and
can
sell the Z.
absolutely nobody can argue with the reliability of Honda.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. I don't care what brand you're loyal to. I don't care if you're Merca or whatever. You cannot deny the reliability of Honda.
Dude, honestly, when my MPG meter goes over 40, it's the same like fun that I have as when I used to do like full throttle pulls in the VR6. It's just like ding, 40.6.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the fact that I have like the instantaneous fuel gauge, obviously because the hybrid is prominent right there. Yeah, you can just stare at it, and I'm just like, and then I get mad too when like people cut me off and they'll slow down and then
then-
speed up again, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't regen that fast.
That gauge gamifies everything
Yeah,
for me.
no, it
and it's
totally
like
does.
now it's like, okay, how can I make it to work the smoothest way possible
Dude, I legit-
without getting like slowed down by traffic?
Like I get angry if I see like 39. I'm like, oh, I hate people.
You're driving behind a big rig for the next 5 miles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Because you don't have the overtake power and everyone's moving too fast.
Yeah.
So you actually have to like think it's good. Like I like doing it.
Which is why like
I'm fully on board with you selling the Z.
Okay, cool.
It's like, you want him to get out of the Z just for his like sanity.
But it's like I have the Z now. I can finally make it the track toy that I intended it to be.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Can you afford to make it the track toy you intended?
We'll
to be?
see after I fix the clutch.
Wait, you still haven't fixed
Okay,
it?
Nick started driving his mom's car to work, and I was like, well, no, actually, it was Nick.
You
You're
got
here.
dropped
No,
off.
let me tell my story.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
walked
yeah,
in and I was like,
yeah.
do. Oh, Nick's late. Okay. Oh,
You
you're
said-
here.
Wait, hold on.
No, in my mind.
Bring.
Can we just laugh at Nick's late? Okay, as if that's like a regular thing for Jay.
So I'm like, no, I was like, Nick's late because I came in at like 9:20 that day.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, you
think
were
I think it
actually
was like a
super late, yeah.
chiropractor day or
Yeah.
something where I went to the chiropractor. But anyway, I walked in. I was like, okay, well, I don't see Nick's car, so I walk in. You're there. And my first thought was like, oh, hey, you're here. And then I think it was probably 2 or 3 hours later. I'm like, how'd you get here? and then he was like, oh, my mom dropped me off. And I was like,
Which is funny because he was like, he got there when I was already there, which means I didn't see him pull in or not pull in.
Yeah.
And so he just walks
just
in
made
like
no
normal.
difference,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I
So-
didn't even think about that
so
either.
I asked him like, well, why'd your mom drop you off? And you told me the clutch
Car's broken.
No, you said the
clutch master
You
cylinder.
thought it was a master cylinder. More things went wrong with it.
Yeah.
Fast forward a week.
I fixed the problem by buying a
Yeah,
Honda Fit.
he buys a Fit, and now it's kind of like you can buy just a clutch, right?
Which made me crack up because I realized I did a VR6 swap because I had to do the clutch on the 2.0. And so me and Nick are just 2 for 2 on like, oh, I got to do the clutch. We just do a whole
Right.
stupid
And the
thing.
J version is like, oh, I got to buy a new clutch for the ZL1. McLaren, here we come.
Yeah,
It's like,
this isn't out of the ordinary for us.
You gotta tell like when you can't like you.
So my wife's
when
car,
your tires would run
my
out.
wife's car, it just always coincided while we were together much earlier in our relationship.
Flying Penguin. I'm always on time.
That and Phil beats me here most of the time.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like my wife's car, it seemed like it coincided every single time that she needed new tires. I was like, well, we don't like this car anyway. Let's just get a new car. And it wasn't like, oh, you need tires? Let's just buy a car. It's just the timing was always like we were already thinking about upgrading the car. It was getting higher in mileage. We were starting to get breakdowns, and it like they left her stranded a couple times. One time, like the 4-wheel drive in the Durango had just like the old blue Durango. You guys never knew this car would like get stuck on.
gray one?
No, it was like a midnight blue, like dark blue.
Oh, I thought this was the one you painted.
No, that's a Ford Ranger.
Oh, right.
Different.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, okay. Continue.
So anyway, it was starting to break down and stuff. But I started to realize it was a trend when my wife told me at work they kept telling her, you can just buy tires, right? Because they would give her a hard time. They would literally here's the thing. We did not have money to buy tires, right? Everyone just thinks like I woke up one day and was like, oh look, I got money. This is cool, right?
Yeah.
No, we lived a very like paycheck to paycheck with loans in between, right?
I know we've been there.
To make it by.
When you buy like
couldn't
one
afford,
tire
yeah.
at a tire shop because you ran into a nail.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was going to like, Jose's tires in like Muscoy to find the ones that were the least amount of dry rot to put on a car because that's all we could afford. So we couldn't afford to replace the tires. So they would always give her a hard time, like, still haven't bought new tires, huh? Because they'd be like bald. Fortunately, it doesn't rain where we live,
Which
so
guys like to just don't do that. Like if you see somebody's car or something that's
Yeah.
like like kind of
you
in
think they
disrepair-
don't know their belts are showing?
Yeah, I hate that. Yeah, people, your car says maintenance required. It's like I know, dude.
Yeah.
Shut up. Like,
Meanwhile, in Volkswagen, that just means it's working.
yeah,
Like,
check engine light means
engine's there,
Cool,
we're fine.
engine's still there. All
Yeah.
right, cool, we're good. Anyway,
So-
continue.
So it's just funny that like she would finally come in with a different car, and that's when they're like, you can just buy the tires. So fast forward to now, my wife has her Mercedes, and 2,000 miles into owning it, she gets her like traditional flat because every car she's ever owned in the first couple thousand miles, she gets a flat in the right rear. I think she drives too close to the right side of the road, and that's where all the debris goes, and I think a nail and stuff, So I think she needs to drive a little more in the center and not so far to the right.
It's a screw magnet. Wait. No, wait. Let me rephrase that.
Did you just call my wife a screw magnet?
I did not intend to call your wife a screw magnet.
We'll have a conversation after stream about that.
I challenge you to a duel.
Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom.
She's listening, so you're already in trouble. She's texting me. She is watching the
she's
show.
my mom? Wait, when did she become my
No,
mom?
she knows what you said. I'm sorry. Anyway, it was
Stop getting screwed.
that's how babies are.
That's what dying means.
This dude just lost his privilege to the cookout. Just like straight up.
Oh, jeez.
It was funny because my wife told me like that it kept losing air. Remember she came here, we
Yeah,
put air in
we
it,
put air in it.
and then 2 days later the light came on again, and I was like, I guess we have to buy a new Mercedes. It's just sort of the running joke.
It would have been funny if it lined up with before you bought yours, so then you literally did buy another just because one of the tires went out.
Yeah. No,
funny.
fun fact, but not really. That tire is still on a nationwide back order. We had to buy the exact same tire that's one speed rating less.
Rating.
So she has one tire in the back left that can go 170 miles an hour, and one on the back right that can go 140 miles an hour.
Oh no.
Oh no. So just throttle limit to 140.
Might be a problem if we lived in Germany because the car can go 170 miles an hour.
And she had a commute that involved the Autobahn. Sure.
When you live in Germany, every commute involves the Autobahn.
Yeah, actually, if I did, I would.
I got to go from here to here by Autobahn.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on to 7-Eleven. You guys want anything?
Tell me you wouldn't. I would.
I would route everything using the Autobahn.
It's like
Even if it took me like 60 miles the opposite direction and come back.
navigate to the 7-Eleven in Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Down the Nürburgring just to get.
Oh, but if you were able to actually maintain 150 miles per hour, look how fast 60 miles would go.
I know it'd
be so sick.
What, 15 seconds.
Imagine
20
my
seconds?
Z01 Autobahn. Ding, fuel. Oh no.
Got on the freeway and now I gotta get off.
I could get to the gas station so fast.
Wait, that'd be a fun math problem. I'm too buzzed to do it, but like
Too buzzed, too furious.
like how often you would have to fill up if you were just flooring it down an Autobahn, like an infinite.
Well, I can tell you what my fuel mileage was at Auto Club.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, okay, so how many like ticks did you burn every session?
Okay,
Like a
so
quarter
I
tank,
used
right?
I used just over a half a tank.
Every session?
Yes.
Are you? Oh my god! I didn't even notice.
It's an 18-gallon tank, so I was using just about 10 gallons per 20 minutes.
Dude,
I was
just gotta fit. Just gotta fit.
No wait, I just thought about that. That's literally
no. My fuel economy, because all the data is on there. My fuel economy
Yeah.
was just over 3 miles per gallon on track.
Dude,
Oh my
that's
gosh.
actually
It's ethanol, okay? So
That's
it would
still
be like 9 miles to the gallon if it were 93 or 91 octane.
That is still
if you think about
anxiety
it,
inducing.
just in fuel, that's about the same money per time of fun as K1.
You weren't there. You weren't there, but Phil was when we tracked the car at Auto Club.
Yeah, Mark
I
was
had
too, Mark
8
Dizzle.
E85 jugs,
Oh my god.
and I used them all.
Oh no.
Yeah, someone tell Mark that was a $48 ride. Oh no, wait, half of it, right? So $20-something. Oh no, you said 10 gallons, right? Yeah, $48.
Yeah.
Or something like that. However much gas is.
No, the ethanol was like $2.20 a gallon at the time.
Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, it was like
$30.
$30 ride.
Now that doesn't include the brake wear and the tire wear and all that
Although if
stuff.
somebody said, "Hey, you pay me $30, I'll take you 170 miles an hour," it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm down. Wait, you're not gonna kill us though, right?
I've been invited to multiple 1 mile drag.
Oh, like
Yeah.
no fly zone.
Oh, jeez.
No, and that amount of I would, considering the speed I'm going when I leave the playground at Auto Club and where I lift, I'm going from about 80 miles an hour to just under 170 miles per hour. In a mile from a stand, I still think I'd probably be able to top out.
Keep pulling. Oh, actually top out in a mile.
Yeah, I think I could because that car aerodynamically limited to about 199.
Yeah. Which
Gearing wise, it says with my horsepower and my gearing, if aerodynamics, like the downforce that's on the car with all of the Pratt and Miller stuff, that's Pratt and Miller.
Pratt and Miller.
That's the engines, huh?
Yeah. Wait, no. Pratt and Whitney is.
Pratt and Whitney.
Yeah.
The other Pratt.
Dang, you got
Chris Pratt.
You got turbo jets in your freaking Camaro,
No.
bro?
If I didn't have the down, because remember, the faster you go, the more mathematically downforce there is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says that gearing wise, even with the 1LE, I should be able to hit over 220, but aerodynamically, I'm still limited to about 199.
Yeah, because the car's not designed to go super fast straight. Otherwise, it would look like the jet car.
Yeah.
With 2 jet engines.
Here we are, car talk again, putting every way. No way the 01 is that bad. I don't know what they're talking about.
Oh,
but-
everyone's like freaking out about the gas mileage. Dude, okay, it's not 3 miles a gallon just putting around town. It's 3 miles a gallon on throttle, at full throttle.
putting around town, in the city is about 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
On the
yeah.
highway, I can get about 15 to 16.
It's pretty surprising that it's that dynamic, honestly.
So it's 230 miles to Las Vegas from here.
And this is with ethanol, guys. So
This is ethanol, which is about
Burns
almost 40% more fuel consumption with ethanol
Yeah.
than gasoline.
like
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize that. Yeah, ethanol is
Ethanol
significantly
burns-
less.
Burns quicker, but you get more power out of it.
Ethanol is very compressible, so it doesn't detonate early, but it burns slow, so it takes more ethanol content to get a full burn in the combustion.
Yeah, it's less energy dense.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's also a lot cooler burning.
So you said 40% less energy dense, actually, which is a lot.
yeah. So no, and with gasoline, it's
It'd be like if you filled up for a gallon of gas and you only got 0.4
with
gallons of gas.
gasoline.
0.6 gallons
With
of gas.
gasoline, it's still made car and drivers top 10 worst fuel economy vehicles of all time.
Honestly, that's a badge I would also. It would be so funny if you had my car as a daily, and then also the one because it's like the two opposite cars.
You should-
or like
yeah, like
an
offset
old
it.
Honda Insight, and he's getting like 70 miles a gallon in the city or whatever, and then it's like, and then this is my fun car. It's
Dude, if I was gonna have like a daily
900 horse-
beater that just had good gas mileage and I just don't care, I'd get like a 1997 Toyota Tercel.
Yeah.
Like
Bet.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'd just go drop like $2,000 on that and be like,
It'd be pretty solid.
boonk, boonk. Oh, I hit the curb. Oh, no. I don't, oops.
Or a Honda Fit.
Oh yeah.
No, I wouldn't want to hit a curb with a Honda Fit or bang the door into a security pole on accident or whatever.
Oh, you want like a legit like
a beater.
don't
No, I
care
said
about-
beater.
Yeah, you're
I said
right.
beater. So,
I
no.
mean, my Civic isn't it's beat, but it's not a
You know
beater.
what I've closely got my eye on right now, and this is probably going to surprise the chat. I am closely keeping my eyes peeled for when orders start for the C8Z, the Z06.
Oh.
You have too many cars you're into that start with Z, and I can't keep them in track
The
anymore.
3.7 in October, the 3.7
You're like, oh, I'm
will be
driving
gone.
the Z. It could be a Camaro, it could be a Nissan, it could be this freaking
No.
Corvette.
Here's the caveat. The 370 it's got a new owner. They're going to be taking it in October. Okay, that's why I was handling all that title stuff yesterday. The ZL1 will have to leave if I get a Z06. I wouldn't keep both. Especially with the 68 taking up a garage
It
spot.
does kind of make sense because both of those cars are kind of the same,
Tier.
place in your garage.
Every month that goes by, I'm closer to when I have to put the car back to stock because in 2026 it has to be smogged.
Oh, no.
But if the Z06 is faster stock, win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Warranty.
Wait,
In warranty, out of warranty. Just
my
like-
brain I'm still not past the Tercel, and I'm imagining Jay sitting in one.
I can see Jay at a track day.
And like his head is like, this is the ceiling, and his head is just right there.
Beige interior. Beige interior.
Yeah,
Teal
just
exterior.
The most just like a first car in high
Yeah.
school car ever. Yeah.
I feel like if Jay had the Tercel, he'd take it to track, but he'd be the guy like in the advanced open passing group, like not afraid to put,
Gutted cage.
yeah.
Yeah, not afraid to put his wheel up on your fender going through a turn.
It'd be kind of like Scott Sentra.
I feel. Yeah. I was gonna say. I feel like you could pass up some car. You could probably pass up a 350Z and a Tercel if you drove it hard enough on.
Bro,
track.
anyone could pass a 350Z with enough effort.
Parent took
Well,
his
if you're driving it, because then it ends up sideways and backwards off the track. I can pass
That's
it.
Streets of
skill.
Willow. Streets of Willow. Parent took his stock Mazda 6 out there and ranked in the top 10.
That was
Wait, really?
No, it was
Buttonville or
streets. It was streets.
Let's call him.
That's funny.
No, I'm not calling it, but it was streets. I was there. No,
I like that. Don't know. You really shouldn't drive 170 miles an hour on the Autobahn. You gotta use metric. Sorry.
that's gonna be like
170 miles an hour in kilometers an hour. 273.59 kilometers per hour. There you go.
That sounds so much faster.
Actually, yeah, I know. I like kilometers an hour.
Kilometers per hour.
So no, regarding the Corvette though, one I've never liked the Corvettes in the past, not because they were considered like a middle-aged crisis car or an old white guy's car. I don't look
Design wise, just
If I were gonna have to deal with a stereotype, I'd much rather have the Camaro one or the Corvette one than a Mustang one. But
agreed.
but size was the problem. I'm 6'4" and I'm fat. Okay, so it was always just kind of like the seat bolstering was too narrow. Then my knees touch every dash in any car I drive in, but it was uncomfortably against the dash. My feet were at a weird angle. The pedals are offset. The big hump in the tunnel because it has a trans tunnel, right?
So you've been in an
it has a
S2K.
trans tube.
Is it worse than an S2K?
Well, the S2K is shorter in height as well
Okay,
than a
okay.
Corvette. Now I'm comparing to like the C7. However, the C8, because the engine is behind the driver, there's significantly more cabin space.
Oh.
So that hurdle's gone. Matt with Lethal Garage is taller than me, and I think we're the same like waist size, but he's taller than me, and he's got broader shoulders than I do.
That's pretty cool because
And
then you
he-
could just be like, hey, did you fit in it?
And
'Cause
he
then-
said that he was comfortable in it.
wow, that's nuts.
Matt has the same problem I do. Head hits every roof and knees touch every dash. Right? So I was like, okay, that's a good metric. But my problem is the 2023 Z06. No, 2022
Jay's
Z06.
6'4.5".
Yeah.
His
So,
ego.
so the 2022's Z06, that's fun and all, but we know there's a ZR1 in the works.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I would think I might just hold out to go right to the ZR1 because that's rumored to be a 900 horsepower e-drive. So it's going to have like the 600 and some odd horsepower gas engine, probably a
With the-
5.5.
Dang, what a 300 horsepower electric motor? That's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
They've already
insane.
said with the ZR1 they're going after like McLarens and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
I'm like, but my problem is that's going to be a $200,000 car. That's just
It's almost like the Corvette's kind of uncorvetting, and it's like becoming this higher echelon of supercar.
I mean, we know the owner of a Chevy dealership. I just go and order one and then just flip it. Be a car scalper.
They can't even build Ford Rangers F-150.
I know when, just like when the C8 went on sale, it's going to be impossible to try and put an order in for one.
It's funny. One thing that you've said to me that's stuck with me and that I will like, it's hard for me to forget is that like you're like, I'm so jealous that you can fit in any car.
Like, the Lotus, you were too short for it.
Yeah, which was funny because we kept making all that jokes and then we were like, wait, we actually found a car where it feels too small.
Yeah.
And you were finding it. And it's the tiniest car.
The Evora GT was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm still, I can't see myself spending that much money on a Corvette. Look, I'm speaking real world, just like graphics cards and stuff. Mm-hmm. Cars are also inflated in price right now. Mm-hmm. C8 Corvettes, used one with 20,000 miles, are going for over $100,000. But they were $68,000 new. For those that were able to go in and be a first purchaser through the GM order program.
Yeah.
Because those are almost all of them were ordered. None of them really hit the lot and got sold. They were all ordered, right? And they were getting them for the MSRPs with no markup. Jeez. And then people were buying them, driving them around for a year, and then selling them for $40,000 more. Like right now, here, I'll look right now. I'm curious because...
Also, for reference, it's 193 centimeters for Jay's height. If you're in...
Why are we talking about this?
Well, because people are asking, because you're talking about how you don't fit in cars, and everyone's like, well, how tall really is Jay? 6'4", 193 centimeters.
Yeah, so every car is rough for me.
And I'm like 10 centimeters, because I'm Kevin Hart's height.
So if I look up C8 Corvettes right now, $110,000.
What?
For a 2021 C8 Z51 TLT, right? C51. So how many miles are on it? It's not saying, but I guarantee it's got some miles. Well, that one says 2,800. So they drove it a little bit. Here's a 2020. Nope, that's not it.
Also, the engine block computer build is still on hold.
I'm not a fan of the way the foam is turning out.
Yeah, the finish of it's kind of whatever, right?
Yeah. 2021 C8. 105,000, and it's that nice blue color. Odometer on that one, well, it only says 115. But still, that's a $40,000 markup.
Yeah.
So
you
what's
buy a whole freaking Model 3 as your daily for that markup?
What's the Z06 gonna look like? Yeah. They've already said it's gonna be about an $85,000 MSRP.
Oh
jeez.
Probably double it. And I don't think any car is worth double.
That's almost as much as a 3090. I mean, honestly, though, it kind of feels like it.
Anyway, I know it seems like such a first world problem, and that's the thing I was going to say is like, I still don't like spending money, right? And the ZL1 would have to go.
Yeah.
The ZL1 would have to go. The Z is already leaving.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, I would have to clear out a car or two to get that. But I'm a car guy. I always said when I was younger, I was like, if I ever become successful in a business, blah, 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 I'm going to have fun with cars. I talked to you about this when I was like, hey, Nick, can I borrow $5? By the way, in the future, when I have a really fun car, can I borrow $5? Oh, you can ride it? Is that what you said? I've let you drive it. For the record, I let Nick drive it, and I kept telling him, floor it, and he was like, He wouldn't. I've let friends.
Dude, I had to put it on like the ramps that detailed to you, and I was scared that I was gonna teleport it through the wall and it was obvious. Because it's like you start it and it's just like it's just a normal car, Phil.
You're just sitting in there.
It's just a normal car.
Because it's cam, so it's all shaking and stuff.
Just like it's a normal car, just clutch out slowly.
It didn't help that like my first time driving it was after you got it built up a little bit. I'm like, oh,
yeah, that's why I wanted you to drive it.
But you were also showing off in the rain. I'm like, oh, this is what it could do.
We were doing 100-mile-an-hour drifts.
I'm like,
Insurance? No, they weren't.
I believe in my driving ability. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
that's why me and Nick don't want to drive it, because we don't believe in our driving ability. I can't.
We just need to find a skid pad.
I know. Yeah,
I'm okay. Like
let's
skid
drive
pad.
into the Honda Proving Grounds where they have 47.
Hey Brian,
acres
if you're
of skid
watching,
pad.
can you find out how much Auto Club will charge us for just to have the parking lot for a couple hours?
So I can finally open the tab on 900 horsepower without being worried about dying.
Well, look, a couple things. One, I love taking people for a ride in the car, because I love sharing the experience with people. Oh, yeah. And two, those that I know can drive, I love letting them drive the car. Okay, because that's the other...
Sharing,
sharing, right? The passenger seat, your senses are all reacting.
Yeah.
But in the driver's seat, you can feel exactly how quick everything's happening, and that's why I want people to see
catches
it.
you off guard. You never get that.
So he was driving up the freeway, and he's just like,
I'm just like
he's literally like this. And I'm like, give us some gas. I'm like, give us some gas. He's like, I'm like, give us some gas. He goes, and I was like, Nick, give it. And I'm like, in the passenger seat, I'm like, Nick, give it gas. He's like, and I told him, I said, downshift. He's like, no. He was in 6th gear going 70 doing a pull, which is like the worst gear to try and do a pull in.
Yeah.
Nazar wouldn't even put it in first. Because he was doing like a 20-mile-an-hour pull in second, and was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Dude, you should feel it in first." He's like, "No."
It doesn't help that I also rode out with you in the first time, and it was Chuckwalla. And after like
that's when it was stuck, though.
I know, but in the Z, it's like okay, we throttle on slowly going to the turn. In the ZL1, you're just like, and then you're still turning.
This is the fun. The Z is like this. The ZL1's like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. It has that like Mario Karty like. But when you're slaloming, we're just going, now I'm turning, now I'm straight, now I'm turning.
But it's like my also gut reaction to like whenever I feel body roll, it's like, okay, I got to straighten out a little bit. Because like riding in Mike's FJ80 Land Cruiser, when he took out the sway bars, I was like in the back like this, going over a little bump like that, but the whole thing went over. It's like
I remember when me and Mark were getting food after the track day that you took us for rides on, and me and Mark were both like, that car kind of like beat us up, huh? Like he's like, yeah, dude, my neck hurts. Like it physically, like actually hurts you.
I told you that's the best part about being tall. It's like on right hand turns, my helmet just goes boop against the.
No, remember the 370 when we were at Puddle?
Our helmets collided.
My neck came out because we were doing that long sweeper, and your neck is getting worked out the whole time because you're just like,
yeah, we're going 100 miles an hour in that sweeper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I remember I was just like, I'm just gonna let my neck go a little bit because it hurts.
Yeah, and I just feel this. I look over and I'm like, hey, and he's just like, oh, in the turn. But to be fair, and I hate that saying, you were in a stock seat with 2-point or 3-point belt.
Yeah.
I'm in a Sparko with a 6-point harness.
Yeah, you know what my harness was? My core, and I wasn't at the gym during that, so I was just fat. It was so hard.
For those that want more track content, when the weather cools down, I promise there's more. But what there's not more of is this particular episode. Aw, wrong. Okay, fine. Y'all can be happy about it, okay? This particular episode whatever, 19, I think. 18. 18
Mess of an episode
is over. We kind of went all over the place, but
yay, we're legal now. 18. Happy birthday.
guys, go to jsusense.com. Check out the shirts that just went on pre-sale. They're shipping next week. So when I say pre-sale, that just guarantees you're going to get one. We sell out every time. They're seasonal only. We don't bring the designs back. They are 4 times a year. We're doing basically new designs. So the drinkware is also there, the new shirts, and a mystery item that's coming in the near future. So thanks for watching, guys. And as always, mystery. Bye. No, you're supposed to say mystery.